Let's go. Good evening, fans of Heartland Championship Wrestling, and welcome to Heartland Championship Wrestling, brought to you by the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network here tonight in the Dave Cave. Atlantic Wrestling Federation on tap here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And already the crowd is heating up. Neely Bob first in line at the turnstile, accompanied by stars of Velvet Wrestling, Larry Zbyszko and Barbie Hayden, accompanying Neely Bob tonight to celebrate their championships, followed closely by the solo promoter Grant Bachoco, and before he is even in his seat, shots have been fired. Grant Bachoco, I can't believe I get this to sit next to all the stars of Velvet and Neely Bob. Wow, the Butcher Interpromotional Tournament has already caused dissension throughout the Filsinger Games universe. And of course, in the Heartland, we welcome dissension in any form. So let's kick things off. We've got a great main event tonight. Rematch for the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship, as the surprise champion out of nowhere, Eric Young, winning that title and defending it in the rematch tonight. Paul Orndorff, the former champion, exercising his rematch clause in our main event. Also, the Atlantic Tag Team Championships will be on the line. Tommy Rich, TRACY Smothers, the wild-eyed Southern boys hold those belts proudly, but they have a stiff contest in line tonight as the team of Bad Company, Pat Tanaka and Paul Diamond, will be coming to town to take those belts. Dusty Rhodes and Bobo Brazil, great friends, great allies, set to square off against each other tonight in a number one contenders match for the Atlantic Wrestling Federation title. Whoever wins that title will be next in line behind Eric Young and Paul Orndorff to see who gets the next shot at the title. And to kick things off here tonight, unusual, a ladies match will kick off the show, and we'll get into that before long as we say good evening to Barbara. Hopefully Barbara can be a stabilizing influence on this rowdy crowd here in the Dave Cave. Action tonight started off with tag team competition, and it was a wild one as the team of the Good Brothers, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, took on the team of Mr. Fuji and Mr. Saito, accompanied by Nikita Breznikov. That match ended in disqualification. Weapons were brandished, and it was Doc Gallows hitting Fuji upside the head with a boot to cause the disqualification, and those two are on a collision course for a grudge match. Derek Bauman now joining us here at ringside. Next up, it was a very interesting father-son matchup, pitting Blackjack Mulligan against Barry Windham. These two men certainly on opposite sides of the fence in terms of their outlook towards the fans. Windham, of course, has always been on the rule-breaking side of the equation, more so now that he has come to the Atlantic Wrestling Federation and signed on with the Golden Dynasty, Ted DiBiase and his crew. And Blackjack Mulligan has always followed the straight and narrow. And tonight it was father versus son in a match that simply came about by the match schedulers. These two men are on equal footing in terms of their place in the pecking order. So Mulligan versus Windham went down here tonight. It was a very sporting match, very competitive, but at the same time it was very honest and fair. And it was Barry Windham getting the victory over his father with the Sweetwater Superplex. So Windham gets the pin, Windham gets the victory. After the match, when Blackjack Mulligan offered his son a handshake, Windham disrespected him, slaps the hand away, and went away laughing with DiBiase and with Kurt Hennig. And of course, we've already seen this Golden Dynasty bunch disrespect Larry Hennig, and now Blackjack Mulligan has been disrespected. So a couple of punk kids forming this Golden Dynasty and causing trouble around the Atlantic Wrestling Federation. Then we had a big match between Big John Studd and Tony Atlas. Two big, powerful men indeed, and it was the power of Big John Studd with a little timely interference from Bobby the Brain Heenan that gave his man the victory over Tony Atlas with the backbreaker. And just before we came to air, another very exciting tag team matchup took place as the Eliminators, Perry Saturn and John Kronus, battled the phenomenal redneck team of AJ Styles and James Storm. And it was John Kronus who went for broke in that one with a space flying tiger drop that took out both himself and James Storm. Kronus, the first to recover, was able to hit a springboard moonsault on James Storm to give the Eliminators the victory. And now, gosh, just when we thought the reputation and the esteem and the class in the chat room was starting to elevate, in comes Dave Gardner. And Dave Gardner is here to join with the Rabble Rouser solo promoter and Neely Bob stirring up trouble. Dave Gardner, wherever trouble is being stirred up, Dave Gardner will not be far behind. He claims that he doesn't like cheating, but I think Dave has some measure of integrity, and we'll just leave it at that. All right, now to kick things off tonight, we will have a ladies' match in the Butcher Interpromotional Tournament. As you know, we have been promoting the Interpromotional Tournament for a number of weeks now. Promoters have joined in from Velvet. Solo promoter has joined in, and Grant, my apologies, I don't know the name of your federation. It's Golden Gate Wrestling, I believe, is your federation. And so Great North Wrestling, Jeff Stafford has joined in, as well as representatives from the Heartland. And it was Golden Gate Wrestling that kicked things off in the tournament with their representative Stan Stasiak getting a pinfall victory via the Heart Punch over the Heartland's own Diamond Dallas Page. So Stan Stasiak has moved on in the tournament. In Velvet Wrestling, it was a showdown of two Velvet stars as Shotzi Blackheart battled against Barbie Hayden. Barbie Hayden getting the victory in that one to move on. And she will advance to the tournament finals to face the winner of tonight's opening televised matchup here in the Heartland. Also yet to come, in Great North Wrestling, it will be Larry Zbyszko versus Rowdy Roddy Piper to see who will meet Stan Stasiak in the finals of the Interpromotional Tournament. So now, with that, let's get down to action here in the Butcher Interpromotional Tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, your opening contest is scheduled for one fall with no disqualification. This is an opening round matchup in the Butcher Memorial Interpromotional Tournament. Remembering our good friend Kevin Butcher and the unfortunate passing of our good buddy Kevin Butcher, the Ultimate Wildcat fan. Introducing first from Pearl City, Hawaii. Representing Golden Gate Wrestling, she stands at 5'7". She weighs 162 pounds. This is LEILANI Kai. And her opponent represents Heartland Ladies Wrestling. She stands at 5'1" and weighs 52 kilograms from Vienna, Austria. This is the Toxic Spider, THEKLA. So THEKLA is set to take on LEILANI Kai, and I guess we should put THEKLA upside down here. That's the way her card is aligned in the Warner Muke artwork, and she spends a good deal of her time doing that crab walk and that crab pose. And gosh, what a dynamic performer she is. I didn't know much about her before she made her debut in AEW, and she is something else. And of course, what more needs to be said about LEILANI Kai, one of the ladies of the sport? Bear 805 joins us here. Our good friend and master of AI art is Bear 805. Love your stuff. I know it stirred up some different opinions among some different members of the Filsinger Games universe, but as for me, I am a big fan of the artwork that you produce, and thank you for doing that. All right, let's get started. We've got our championship dice in play here, as this is a tournament match for the Butcher Interpromotional Tournament. THEKLA to take on LEILANI Kai, and it will be THEKLA with the opening initiative roll. She takes control, and she comes out with a standing wrist lock. LEILANI Kai standing her ground against THEKLA. THEKLA follows that up, continues to work the standing wrist lock, all the while talking trash and trying to intimidate LEILANI Kai, but LEILANI Kai has been around, and she will not be intimidated. And now it is THEKLA attempting the monkey flip. That's a power move. LEILANI Kai, the stronger of the two wrestlers, and she is able to block that, and it is LEILANI who comes back instead with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes THEKLA, and on a roll of 10, it is both ladies coming with big specialty moves. They are both equal on the turnbuckle chart, so it will be LEILANI Kai maintaining control on level 3 offense, and she now is going to attempt a step over toe hold. She'll need a roll of 7 or lower to complete this, and on a roll of 6, she's got that toe hold applied, and THEKLA is down. Kathy Evans joining us here tonight. LEILANI Kai in control, goes for the running splash. This is her finisher, but THEKLA able to kick out, and the match will continue. THEKLA already in trouble here as LEILANI Kai has taken control. LEILANI Kai now going up for the death jump. And on a roll of 8, it is LEILANI Kai with a flying clothesline off of the top turnbuckle to take down THEKLA and maintain control. LEILANI going up for the death jump yet again. And this time, it is a ref bump. The referee is down, and action will be chaotic now. THEKLA, LEILANI Kai, the referee is down. The referee will stay down for 5 moves, and it is THEKLA who gains the advantage, but she won't be able to complete a pinfall during this time. And it is THEKLA with a big drop kick that stuns LEILANI Kai. THEKLA follows that up with a super kick. She got all of that one. LEILANI Kai is down, but there's no referee here to count the pinfall. THEKLA stays on the offense. Now it is THEKLA going up for the death jump. And it is THEKLA coming off with a perfect cross body block. Another pin attempt and no referee. Controversy in the Butcher Memorial Tournament, as there is no referee here to count the pinfall. THEKLA stays on the offense with a 619 brutal maneuver. Barbie Hayden watching at ringside as THEKLA comes back with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes LEILANI Kai, and on a roll of 4, it is LEILANI who dumps THEKLA face first onto the mat with a big DDT. And now we have got help coming in from the outside with no manager here with no referee here to prevent it. It's going to be THEKLA bringing in help from Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa, one of the most controversial women in the Heartland, comes in as outside interference. What is going to happen here? On a roll of 5, it is THEKLA with Thunder Rosa double teaming on LEILANI Kai, scoring another point of fatigue, and now the referee is just fixing to wake up. The referee is going to count the pin, and LEILANI Kai barely kicks out. This is a home game for THEKLA. The fans are booing. Barbie Hayden is laughing like an insane person at ringside as THEKLA and LEILANI are engaged, and now the death strap lock, that inverted Indian death lock, has been applied. LEILANI Kai will submit on a roll of 6 or lower, and on a roll of 8, LEILANI somehow manages to survive. LEILANI Kai surviving trouble here. THEKLA keeping on the pressure with a drop kick, and she missed it. THEKLA missed the drop kick. LEILANI Kai now takes control. A big boot. THEKLA is staggered. LEILANI Kai with another big boot. THEKLA dodges that one. And THEKLA on the reversal comes back with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes LEILANI Kai. And on a roll of 7, THEKLA with a big back body drop, dumping LEILANI Kai to the mat. Fisher woman suplex blocked by LEILANI Kai. Kai back in control. A scoop slam. THEKLA is down. LEILANI Kai with an over-the-knee backbreaker. THEKLA slowly getting to her feet. LEILANI Kai with a butterfly suplex. She's going to go for the pin. And on a roll of snake eyes, she got her. LEILANI Kai with the victory over THEKLA. Controversial match here in the Heartland. And now Thunder Rosa and LEILANI Kai are throwing hands at ringside. It's LEILANI Kai. It's Thunder Rosa. Back and forth they go. And it is going to be Thunder Rosa winning the brawl at ringside and laying out LEILANI Kai. But LEILANI Kai is your winner, and she will move on to the championship of the Butcher Interpromotional Tournament. All right, so we said hello to Kathy Evans, Bear 805. Jay Randis is here. Jim Lawrence is here. So yeah, lots of fun here tonight in the chat room. Congratulations to LEILANI Kai, who moves on in the Butcher Interpromotional Tournament, surviving the death strap lock, surviving outside interference from Thunder Rosa, and moving to the finals of the tournament, where she will face off against Barbie Hayden. So, Velvet versus Golden Gate Wrestling in the ladies' finals. And it will be Stan Stasiak from Golden Gate Wrestling against either Larry Zbyszko or Roddy Piper in the men's finals. And we will do some calculations offline and come back with a schedule for those matches here. Stay tuned for the Heartland highlight reel this Thursday night to learn more about what happens next. Barbie Hayden is booing, and Barbie Hayden probably now cheering that LEILANI Kai has been laid out by Thunder Rosa. So crazy matchup there. But very good performance by LEILANI Kai. Congratulations to her on a hard-fought victory against all odds here tonight in Charlotte. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 45-minute time limit. Disqualification rules will be in effect for this one, although probably not necessary between these two men who have a mutual respect for one another. This match is a #1 contenders match for the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, out of Benton Harbor, Michigan. He stands at 6'4" and he weighs 280 pounds. This is Bobo Brazil. And his opponent hails from Austin, Texas, weighing 289 pounds. And standing at 6 feet tall, this is the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. So Dusty Rhodes set to take on Bobo Brazil here in a #1 contenders match. Dave Gardner still in the chat room maintaining his innocence. I don't allow cheating in my federation, so says Dave Gardner. And once again, if you can run a wrestling federation with no cheating, then Dave, my man, you're a better man than I. But now it is Dusty and Bobo set to square off, and Dusty comes out and takes control with an attempt at a standing ankle twist. That is a power move. Bobo Brazil, the more powerful of the two men in this match and the more agile. So Bobo takes control, and he's going to attempt a falling elbow smash. This is a choice F maneuver, so he will need a roll of 8 or lower to hit that, and he successfully hits it. And Dusty gets back up to his feet. They come together again in the center of the ring, and now it is Bobo with a series of forearm smashes. Bobo and Dusty squaring off. Bobo now with a knee lift. Dusty still will not go down, but Bobo stays on him with another front face lock. And Dusty trying to work his way free from that. And now Bobo hits a backbreaker, and that is going to put Dusty onto the canvas. World's Worst Gamer is here joining us. Now, I think I figured something out. I did not previously know World Worst Gamer, the identity, and I believe that's Sean DeMarco. I believe I put 2 and 2 together. So, World's Worst Gamer, if you could confirm or disaffirm that you are Sean DeMarco, it's great to have you here. Either way, but yeah, you see names on YouTube that are different from the names on Facebook, and you don't always know who you're dealing with. It took me a long time to figure out that Bear805 and Christopher Baker are the same person. And last night, World's Worst Gamer is not. Oh, now he's laughing. So maybe the jig is up here, and maybe the truth is yet to be discovered. Bobo Brazil is in control here, and he's going to try that falling elbow once again, and once again he nails the falling elbow on Dusty, and Dusty is still hurt. Okay, he's kidding. That is me. World's Worst Gamer is also the world's worst traveler incognito. Bobo Brazil now with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Dusty Rhodes, and on a roll of 11, Dusty bounces forward off the turnbuckle and into an incredible neck-breaking clothesline from Bobo Brazil. And Bobo now is in control, and Bobo with the cocoa butt is going to try for the pin. Dusty kicks out of that. Bobo's got that cocoa butt headbutt finisher on 5 and 6. And now he hits it again, and Dusty again forced to kick out. Dusty Rhodes has a couple of lumps on his noggin, and Bobo ain't done, as Bobo now pitches Dusty out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And on the arena floor, it is Bobo who wins the brawl and hurls Dusty into the crowd. It's like Bruce Wayne and Batman. All right, Dave Gardner, thank you for that. Dusty Rhodes climbing back into the ring, Bobo ready and waiting, and it is going to be a grinding hammerlock choice G. So that is either a power move of 7 or lower or a death jump of A. Bobo is going to go for the power move on this one, and he is not able to complete it, so Dusty comes back, and it is Dusty with a vertical suplex that takes Bobo over and down to the canvas. Both men now getting to their feet. Dusty Rhodes gets to his feet first, and he is going to attempt a running lariat. This is a choice D maneuver. He will need 9 or lower to hit this, and he does connect. But Bobo stands tall. Bobo standing tall and firing back on Dusty. It's another whip to the turnbuckle. Dusty comes off the turnbuckle, and Bobo catches him with a running back elbow. Bobo is in control. Dusty is stunned, and Bobo is now going to go for that falling elbow drop once again. This time he misses everything, and Dusty gets to his feet. And Dusty comes back with a big vertical suplex. Bobo is stunned. Dusty is in control. Dusty with another vertical suplex takes Bobo down. Bobo getting to his feet. Dusty tries that vertical suplex yet again. And of course, the third time never works. If you ever watch wrestling, the third time in a row a wrestler tries something, it fails. And sure enough, Bobo able to block the third attempt at the vertical suplex. And a big hammer punch delivered by Bobo Brazil, and that's going to send Dusty down to the arena floor. Dusty taking a breather out there, but Bobo stays on him, And it is Bobo winning the brawl on the arena floor with an Irish whip into the barricade. Dusty now is hurting again. Bobo back in control and is going to choke his man on the ropes. Tempers beginning to heat up here in Charlotte. Bobo stays on with the forearm smashes, taking Dusty down to one knee. Bobo stays on him. He's going to try that falling elbow again, and this time he misses again, and it is Dusty who comes back and tries to take him down with a single leg, and Bobo blocks that. Bobo Brazil now in control with a knee lift. Dusty is going to fire right back with an attempt at a scoop slam. Bobo, the stronger of the two men in this match, blocks that, and it is Bobo with a big body slam. Bobo goes for the cover, and on a roll of 12, Dusty is able to kick out. But Bobo is back in control here, and Bobo now hits the Bobo Cocoa Butt once again. He's going to go for the cover, and this time he got him. So Bobo Brazil with the Cocoa Butt gets the pinfall victory over a very game opponent in Dusty Rhodes. Congratulations to Bobo Brazil. He is now the #1 contender for the Atlantic Wrestling Federation Championship, and he will meet the winner of tonight's main event with that title on the line. All right, sorry for the pause there. I had to take a brief interruption. I left my pen over at my other desk. And so now my pen is at the ready as Bobo Brazil gets the victory over Dusty Rhodes. And earlier on we saw LEILANI Kai defeat THEKLA to advance in the Interpromotional tournament. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, our first championship match of the night. Booze coming down from World's Worst Gamer. What's his name out there? And it is now time for our first title match of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit. Disqualification rules will be in effect for this one. This match is for the Atlantic Tag Team Championship. Introducing first the challengers. They are accompanied to the ring by SoCal Val. From Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. He stands at 6'2". He weighs 246 pounds. This is Paul Diamond. And his tag team partner hails from Honolulu, Hawaii. Standing at 5'10", weighing 205 pounds. This is Pat Tanaka, collectively known as Bad Company, B-A-D-D Company. Tanaka and Diamond with SoCal Val at their in their corner. And their opponents are your reigning and defending Atlantic Tag Team Champions. First, from Springfield, Tennessee, he stands at 6'2". He weighs 236 pounds. This is TRACY Smothers. And his tag team partner hails from Hendersonville, Tennessee, standing at 6'3", weighing 238 pounds. This is Wildfire Tommy Rich. Collectively, your champions are known as the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys. So the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys defending their titles here tonight in Charlotte against the team of Bad Company with SoCal Val in their corner. Championship dice in play here for this one. And as we come together in the center of the ring, it will be TRACY Smothers starting things off against Pat Tanaka. And we're getting word that SoCal Val was a commissioner in Velvet Wrestling. Very seasoned veteran of the pro wrestling industry is SoCal Val. now managing with Tanaka and Diamond. And as they come together in the center of the ring, it will be Tanaka who gets the advantage with an arm drag. Tries to take Smothers down. Smothers blocks that. And Smothers comes back instead with a pair of looping right hands, stunning Pat Tanaka. Tanaka unable to make the tag as Smothers goes to work on him. And Smothers now is going to attempt a clothesline. He needs 9 or lower to hit the clothesline, and he nailed the clothesline. He got all of that one. Immediately, Tracy Smothers goes for the cover, and Pat Tanaka forced to kick out. Smothers making his presence known here, and the fans in Charlotte are loving it. Smothers now goes for the jawjacker. That's a finisher. The pin roll here is 5, and on a roll of 11, Tanaka is able to kick out, but he's already in trouble. And we've already got a double team opportunity for the champions. And on a roll of 11, that is a botch. Your partner holds the opponent and you propel yourself off the ropes for a running shoulder tackle, but the opponent ducks and you collide with your partner. Opponent rolls on level 2 offense. So Smothers and Rich, a miscommunication there. One of them or both of them may be distracted by the presence of SoCal Val at ringside. Tanaka with the opportunity to take control, and it is Tanaka with a karate chop that stuns Tracy Smothers. Smothers unable to make the tag, so Tanaka will tag and bring Paul Diamond into the match for the first time. And Diamond now is going to attempt a submission move here, a stump puller. He will need a roll of 7 or lower to hit this, and he is able to complete the stump puller. And now Tracy Smothers desperately trying to get over and make the tag, unable to do so. Diamond remains in control, and now it is a gourd buster. A gourd buster executed on Tracy Smothers. Diamond is going to go for the cover, and on a roll of 11, he kicks out. But now we've got a double team opportunity for the challengers. As Diamond and Tanaka put their heads together, and they flatten the opponent with a deadly face-first double suplex and a cover. The pin roll here is 4, and on a roll of 8, Tracy is able to kick out, but the damage has been done. Tanaka now, once again, the legal man in the ring against Tracy Smothers. Tanaka comes at him with a neckbreaker drop. Tracy Smothers is hurt. Tanaka stays on him. Tanaka now with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Tracy Smothers. And on a roll of 11, that is a huge thrust to the throat by Pat Tanaka, and Tracy Smothers is down. Tanaka in control here after catching Smothers with an looked like an illegal chop to the throat. SoCal Val has the referee distracted as Pat Tanaka goes again for the neck breaker drop, and now Paul Diamond's in the ring for some double teaming for Bad Company, and they execute an awesome double neck breaker on Tracy Smothers. Tommy Rich desperately trying to get in and make a tag, but Smothers in trouble here, isolated in the corner of the challengers, with Diamond now in the ring and in control with a swinging neck breaker. Smothers again desperately trying to make that tag, still unable to get there. Paul Diamond remains in control, and now it is another swinging neck breaker. Smothers slowly trying to get to his feet. Diamond stays on him with a back elbow. Smothers still trying to make that tag, and finally Smothers able to make the desperation tag to Tommy Wildfire Rich. Here comes Tommy Rich throwing hands with Paul Diamond. Tommy Rich with a big atomic drop. And Paul Diamond is hurt. Tommy Wildfire Rich now with a big right uppercut. He's going to go for the cover, and Diamond kicks out. He got all of that uppercut. Diamond is stunned. Tommy's on him now with a Thez press. Pin roll here of 5 or lower, and Diamond again just able to kick out. As Tommy Wildfire Rich has hit the ring and taken control. Tommy Rich now going out of the ring with Paul Diamond. And this is to the advantage of Tommy Rich. But on a roll of 5, it is Paul Diamond who wins the brawl on the arena floor. And it is Paul Diamond with a backdrop onto the announcer's table. Wow, Paul Diamond turning the tables literally on Tommy Rich and backdropping Rich through the table. Diamond now in control as Tommy Rich staggers back to the ring. And it's going to be Diamond with a swinging neck breaker. Tommy Rich again out of the ring, unable to get back in. And now we're going to see ringside shenanigans brought to you by Tommy Rich. Tommy Rich, in desperation, is going to the out of the ring again chart. This is your shenanigans chart, and it is going to be a foreign object in play. A foreign object has come into play. Tommy Wildfire Rich has the ring microphone. He is coming after Paul Diamond with the ring microphone. It's gut check time in Raleigh. What's going to happen here? It is going to be Paul Diamond who snatches the ring microphone away from Tommy Rich and nails Tommy Rich with the ring microphone. Tommy Rich is stunned. Will we see a disqualification for that? No, we will not. As Paul Diamond is now back in the ring and in control against Tommy Rich. Diamond now going for that stump puller, that submission hold. And he is going to need a roll of 7 or lower to complete that. And he's got the stump puller in place. And Tommy Wildfire Rich tries to leave the ring once again. And out we go to the arena floor once again. Tommy Wildfire Rich on the arena floor grabs Paul Diamond by the leg. Pulls him out of the ring and Irish whips Paul Diamond into the ring steps. And that is going to give Tommy Wildfire Rich the advantage here. They come back into the ring and Tommy Rich is going up for the death jump. Death jump being attempted here and he nails the death jump. Does Tommy Rich. Catching Paul Diamond with a big flying elbow off the top turnbuckle. Tommy Rich now in control. Vertical suplex. He's going to go for the cover. The pin roll here 6 or lower. So SoCal Val is going to attempt her distraction, and she is able to distract the referee from the pin attempt on Paul Diamond. And now let's see what SoCal Val has up her sleeve. She is plotting something at ringside as Tommy Rich maintains control with a pile driver. And Paul Diamond desperately trying to get over and make the tag, not able to do so. Tommy Rich now calls on TRACY Smothers for a double team attempt. And they deliver a bone-crunching double clothesline to Paul Diamond. Diamond in trouble. TRACY Smothers in control. TRACY Smothers now going up for the death jump. And coming off the top rope, TRACY Smothers nails the jump, nails a missile dropkick off of the top rope onto Paul Diamond. Smothers now going up for another death jump. And another successful connection is hit by TRACY Smothers. This time, another missile dropkick. Tommy Rich coming in for the double team, and it's another botch. Miscommunication here as Rich and Smothers toss Paul Diamond into the ropes for a double clothesline. But Diamond ducks, and both men are nailed by running clotheslines by Paul Diamond. Coming off the other way. TRACY Smothers now at the mercy of Paul Diamond, as it's going to be Paul Diamond going up for the death jump, and Paul Diamond nails the death jump on TRACY Smothers. Diamond now in control. Diamond goes for that stump puller. Diamond's unable to complete the submission hold. TRACY Smothers comes back with a looping right hand, and Paul Diamond tags out to Pat Tanaka. So another big botch by the champions. The challengers putting on a great showing here tonight in Charlotte. This is a wonderful match. Pat Tanaka comes in with an arm drag and takes TRACY Smothers down. Tanaka now with an attempt at a back suplex blocked by TRACY Smothers. Smothers instead with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Pat Tanaka. He grabs the arm of Smothers and reverses that whip to the turnbuckle. But as Tanaka charges into the turnbuckle, he misses everything and tumbles out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Now we've got Tanaka and Smothers on the arena floor. And it is going to be TRACY Smothers winning the brawl on the arena floor and slamming Pat Tanaka onto the announcer's table. Will we see a disqualification here? We will not. TRACY Smothers back in control, and SoCal Val is livid. Here is a moonsault body block by Smothers. Didn't get all of it. Tanaka staggering to his feet. TRACY Smothers going to tag in Tommy Rich. And it's Tommy Rich coming in with a big drop kick. Can Tanaka make the tag? He cannot. Tommy Rich in control. Tommy Rich with a big elbow smash. Tanaka fires back. And it is Tanaka now with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Tommy Rich. But on a roll of 5, that is Pat Tanaka setting his head too soon for the backdrop. And that is going to cost Tanaka a DDT as he eats the canvas and Tommy Rich is back in control. Out of the ring we go again. Pat Tanaka on the arena floor, battling it out with Tommy Rich, and Tommy Rich suplexes Pat Tanaka down to the concrete. And as Grandpa Choco has told us, the concrete floor is the hardest portion of the arena floor. Tommy Rich now in control. He goes to the Thez press. The pin roll here is 5 or lower, and Tanaka able to kick out. SoCal Val getting desperate at ringside. Tommy Rich goes for the Thez press again, and SoCal Val is coming into the ring. On a roll of 8, SoCal Val reaches under the ropes and trips the opponent. As the opponent turns and yells at SoCal Val, Pat Tanaka attacks from behind. So SoCal Val paying her dividends. As Pat Tanaka ate the Thez press, but before Tommy Rich made the pin, SoCal Val distracted him. Tanaka able to recover, and Tanaka now with a neckbreaker drop that takes Tommy Rich down to the mat. Tag to Paul Diamond. Diamond, the fresh man, coming in against Tommy Rich. Diamond with a big body slam, putting Rich down onto the canvas. Diamond following that with a leaping clothesline that stuns Tommy Rich. Diamond stays in control with another back elbow. Double team opportunity here for the challengers. And it is a running forearm smash delivered by Pat Tanaka onto Tommy Rich. Tanaka now in control, rubbing the face of Tommy Rich into the mat. Tommy not able to make the tag. Tanaka instead with a leapfrog guillotine. That's an add 1 tag move. And Tommy Rich takes another point of fatigue. Diamond now the legal man in the ring. Diamond in control. Diamond with a leaping clothesline. Tommy Rich is down. Paul Diamond now with a chance to make something happen. He's going up for the death jump. Death jump attempts by Paul Diamond is successful. He nails a flying cross body block. He's going to go for the cover. The pin roll here is 4. And on a roll of 7, Tommy Rich able to kick out. Diamond still in control. Now they're going to go for a swinging neck breaker. Tommy Rich is stunned. Slowly getting to his feet, trying to get over to make the tag. And it is Paul Diamond with a body slam preventing Tommy Rich from making the tag. Paul Diamond back in control now with a vertical suplex. Diamond goes for the cover, and on a roll of 6, Tommy Rich barely gets his foot over the bottom rope to interrupt the count. And now we're going to see TRACY Smothers try and turn the tables for his team. On a roll of 11, that's not good. As Paul Diamond grabs Tommy Rich and TRACY Smothers and brings them together for a double noggin knocker. That's going to cost both men a point of fatigue here. Another miscommunication between the champions as the war continues. Can Bad Company take advantage here? Can Bad Company gain the belts? They're going to go for the bad slingshot. This is a +2 finisher. The pin roll here 9 or lower. And on a roll of 5, he got him. There was no pin save opportunity on that move because Rich and Smothers had just been hit with the double noggin knocker. So Smothers had rolled out of the ring. Diamond and Tanaka teamed up for the bad slingshot. And they get the win over Tommy Rich and TRACY Smothers. Ladies and gentlemen, new champions crowned here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Congratulations to the team of Bad Company. Paul Diamond, Pat Tanaka, winning the Atlantic Tag Team Championship here tonight in Charlotte. And boy, I really did love that team when they were in the AWA. They had a great run with Diamond Dallas Page as their manager before Page actually entered the ring on his own. And they just had such a great presence as a tag team. Then they went to WWF and got kind of messed around as the Orient Express, teamed up with Mr. Fuji. They put Diamond under a mask. and pretended like he was another Asian wrestler, which he was not. And they were more of a mid-card act in the WWF, but they were tremendous in the AWA, and they were tremendous here tonight in Charlotte, with the assistance of SoCal Val and some very alert wrestling by Paul Diamond, catching Tracy Smothers trying to sneak into the ring and slamming Rich and Smothers together with the double noggin knocker that led to the opportunity for the bad slingshot and the pinfall. New champions crowned here in Charlotte. All right. What a tremendous match that was. That was really a good match. I enjoyed that. Back and forth, and it looked like Rich and Smothers were on their way to a successful title defense before the botched double team. Diamond with the running double clothesline, followed by the double noggin knocker, followed by the bad slingshot for the victory, and the change of titles here in Charlotte. All right, a quick drink, and we are ready for our main event of the evening. We'll put the ring microphone way back where it belongs after that came into play in that match. That match had everything. Shenanigans, manager interference, double teams, botched double teams, the double noggin knocker. And now it is time for your main event of the evening. Jim Lawrence. Great match. Bad Company wins the gold. In my corner of the Filsinger multiverse, Bad Company is the Mid-American Wrestling Association's tag team champions. Yeah, so good deal. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your main event of the evening. The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit. Disqualification rules will be in effect. This match is for the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger, himself a former Atlantic Heavyweight Champion out of Tampa, Florida. He stands at 6 foot even. He weighs 258 pounds. This is the Brandon Bull, Paul Orndorff. And his opponent is your reigning and defending Atlantic Heavyweight Champion out of Florence, Ontario, Canada. He stands at an even 6 foot tall. He weighs 232 pounds. This is Eric Young. So Eric Young and Paul Orndorff set to go at it again. Nobody really took Eric Young seriously as a title contender, but he has made the most of his opportunity, catching a surprise win over Paul Orndorff to win the belt, and now looking to defend the belt here in Raleigh, North Carolina, with, of course, Bobo Brazil waiting in the wings for the winner of this one. And as they come out to the center of the ring, it will be Paul Orndorff taking control with a step-over armbar. But Young quickly reverses that, and it is Young who drops Paul Orndorff with a shin breaker. Nice counter there by Eric Young. He's in control, and it is now Eric Young thought about a whip to the turnbuckle. Then he looked at Paul Orndorff's turnbuckle rating of A and opted instead to roll up and go for the shin breaker yet again. Good scouting there by Eric Young, as he continues now with a back elbow and a discus clothesline that stuns Paul Orton. Young yet to take Orton off his feet, but he's controlling the tempo here. And now Young is just going to bite Paul Orndorff. This Eric Young is an unpredictable one. Paul Orndorff gets to his feet, but Eric Young stays on him. Now with a low drop kick. That's an agility move. Eric Young with the agility advantage in this match. Connects on the low drop kick, but Orndorff still does not leave his feet, as Young is going to have to try again with the shin breaker, and this time Paul Orndorff has been able to reverse that. Basement Box Scores is here with us. Welcome to you, my friend. Paul Orndorff now in control with a chin lock. Trying to bring Eric Young into submission, maintaining that chin lock. Eric Young will not go down. As they stand together, another chin lock by Orndorff, and Young still will not go down as Orndorff works that chin lock. continues to work that chin lock around the ring as Eric Young is unable to escape, but Orndorff is unable to take Young off his feet. And now the chin lock remains in place. Gosh, I think I've rolled about 5 consecutive 2s. And now Orndorff tries something different with a running back elbow. That's an agility move, and Paul Orndorff misses. So instead, it is Eric Young coming back with a top rope dragon sleeper. Wow, where did Young get that one? He gets that out of nowhere. Is he going to force a submission here? He is not. But Eric Young quickly taking control, hitting that dragon sleeper coming off the top rope and taking Orndorff finally down to the canvas. And now it is going to be Eric Young going up for the death jump. And on a roll of 8, Eric Young connects with a flying elbow smash off of the top turnbuckle. Eric Young is going to follow that up with a heel hook, attempting to weaken Orndorff, but Orndorff able to make his way over to the bottom rope to force the break. As Eric Young continues to be in control of this match, and it is Young now with a straight right hand, and Orndorff is going to fire right back. Orndorff fires back with a brutal knee lift that staggers Eric Young. Young staggered Orndorff with another knee lift, and Orndorff is going to follow that up with some right hand punches, pounding away on Eric Young. Orndorff now with repeated stomps. He's had about enough of the lip of Eric Young, and Orndorff punching and stomping away at him. More right hand punches by Paul Orndorff. And now it is Orndorff with a big vertical suplex, hanging him in the air and then dropping him down to the canvas hard. Eric Young is down and Paul Orndorff is in control. Orndorff now is going to pitch Eric Young out of the ring. I don't know if this is a great idea. Both these men A-rated brawlers on the arena floor. And on a roll of 5, that's the disqualification rules. Will Eric Young be disqualified? No. Will Paul Orndorff be disqualified? No. And now it is going to be Orndorff winning the brawl on the arena floor with a big body slam onto the concrete. So both men risking disqualification there as emotions are getting heated. But Orndorff slamming Young onto the arena floor. And now it is Orndorff with a big back suplex. And Young is going to go back out to the arena floor again. And this time it is Eric Young who wins the brawl on the arena floor and rams the back of Paul Orndorff into the ring apron. Will Young be disqualified for that? No, he will not. Eric Young back in control, and now it is Eric Young with a wheelbarrow neck breaker. Oh, we've got a roll 1 die mechanic here. On a roll of 6, this move is avalanche wheelbarrow neck breaker, add 1. So Orndorff eats a point of fatigue there. That's only a once per match opportunity. But now Young is going to go for the cover, and Orndorff just able to kick out. Orndorff in some trouble now as Young is taking control, and Young is now going to go out of the ring with Orndorff. And on a roll of 7, it's Young winning the brawl on the arena floor again and dropping Paul Orndorff throat first onto the security railing. Wow, Paul Orndorff has got his hands full tonight once again with the unpredictable Eric Young. Now we are out of the ring again. What's Young going to do now? On a roll of 6, it's going to be Orndorff winning the brawl on the arena floor. And Orndorff slamming the head of Eric Young into the ring post. Orndorff now in control. And Orndorff is going to hit a forearm drop. Eric Young is stunned. Orndorff still trying to regain his bearings. As Orndorff comes in now, thought about a whip to the turnbuckle. Instead, Orndorff is going to go back to that chin lock and try and wear down Eric Young. Orndorff now holding on to that chin lock again, wearing down Eric Young. And Orndorff now is going to go with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Eric Young. But on a roll of 2, Orndorff ducks his head. Eric Young vaults over him, sunset flip and a cover. And on a roll of 3, he got him. Out of nowhere, Eric Young with a sunset flip coming off the ropes has once again defeated Paul Orndorff. Lightning strikes twice. And Eric Young has successfully defended the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship here in Charlotte with another improbable victory over Paul Orndorff. And the fans here in Raleigh are stunned. You can't help but admire this little guy. He's an ornery little cuss, but he gets the job done in the ring. And tonight he has successfully defended the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship with a victory over Paul Orndorff. And now we have another reveal in the chat room. Basement Box Scores, welcome. This is Mark Unger. I had the pleasure of meeting Mark at Digital DiceCon last year, I believe it was. Some good conversations there. And Mark, I look forward to hopefully seeing you again there in the future. And Mark, thank you so much. I loved your podcast with Ron Juckett. And I love the idea that Ron is going to get the opportunity potentially to do some play-by-play of a Major League ball game. And looking forward to all of the great stuff, Mark, that you are doing on social media on behalf of the gaming community. And wish you nothing but success in all of those endeavors, as well as all of your creative endeavors indeed. So thank you, Mark. And now we've got Dr. XC5. Orndorff Mania is hot. But actually, Eric Young is the hero of the night here in Raleigh, with a second consecutive win over Paul Orndorff to snatch control of the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. He now will have to deal with Bobo Brazil next month in his title defense. All right, fans, we are done here for tonight. Gosh, it's been fun tonight. We've had a lot of great people in the chat room, a lot of great guests here. Thank you to everybody who has turned out. Basement Box Scores, Barbara 113, Dr. XC5. Dave Gardner was here. Jim Lawrence joined us, World's Worst Gamer. Neely Bob, of course, the #1 fan of the Heartland. Jay Randis here earlier in the night. Bear 805, Kathy Evans stopped by. Derek Bauman also made his entrance. And I think that is everybody. Forgive me if I missed you in the chat. And again, thank you to everybody for tuning in tonight. This was so much fun. And indeed, it was a great show. The matches were really good, and the action was exciting. And the chat in the chat room is what really makes this fun. So thank you, one and all, from the Dave Cave. This is Dave Little on behalf of the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network signing off. That's our stream, and I am out of here.